The next one was 41st by Sokobansolver, Timber Tower. Mario is tired of hearing his racist uncle discussing politics at the dinner table, so he ran away and hid inside a hollowed-out tree. I think that's basically the, that's almost the plot of that book, My Side of the Mountain. I remember reading that.
I think I said everyone's had that kind of experience.
Yeah, maybe. So this guy, Sokobansolver, has been in the community for a long time, and he usually does a lot of puzzle levels. This is... It's not exactly a puzzle level, but it has enough... enough puzzling, like, elements to it. Or, I don't know. It's maybe not puzzle, it's just... It's interesting. I like how he does this level. I like what he does with it. Mostly because I think this the layer 2 ends up being really really good. The scrolling layer 2s. What we'll have to see is if I die to the crush death in the second half. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, was not fast enough. This is something I do like about the level, is that it's got all these little like kind of speed challenges. You just have to kind of go.
Don't think, just go.
It got funny. I specifically call out these wigglers in the judging about how I thought that weaving up between them is nice. So bubbles are not particularly dangerous, especially not when you're climbing like this. But the way bubbles do work is that they will stop your forward momentum.
So they can really mess up your jumps.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if the enemies are completely unthreatening otherwise.
Yeah, the contents of the bubble doesn't really matter too much unless it ends up like filling a void or something like that. Like in these cases, it didn't really matter. It was just the fact that the bubbles are there to obscure your jump, hinder it basically. I think this part right here is the strongest part of the level overall. Just because I like how this section is open, you know? It's kind of open with its jumps and things like that. Alright, it's here. The crush death is here. If I jump up there, as it goes this way, I would get crushed in the wall up above. So I have to wait for it to cycle this side. And I joked about it last night because I died to that crush death in judging. Then in Raukow's Let's Play of the series, he died to it. Ow. There's two of those guys in there? Dang. He died to it, and then last night I died to it again, even though I knew there was a segment coming up where I could die a crush death. So I had a good laugh about that. Here's my last Yoshi coin. Or second to last.
Oh no, you got it this time!
Oh no, I got hit too! Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What? What the heck did you see that bounce?
Yeah.
Wigglers are weird. The low time came, it startled me, I panicked. I got the one-up being like, I don't have to worry about this guy, then he instantly threw a spiny at me. See, the bubble hit there slows you down. Oh, shit. I forgot that that was coming my way. No. I'll take another cycle. Now, the one downside with this level is that there is a lot of just kind of waiting around for the things to slide into the right place. That is one bad thing about it. Like, this is better, because the waiting, at least you have some stuff to avoid. But, like, certain parts don't really have things to avoid. I guess I'll leave that coin alone, because I don't need it now. I'm in uncharted territory now.
That was
I'm down here.
Crushed.
I missed the I missed climbing up. But I like these segments where you just have to go, like, you know, short burst of speed, get moving.
Yeah. It makes one of these layer 2 waiting for them to go back and forth levels a lot more interesting when you're not just standing there waiting for a platform. You actually have to interact with the level. So it basically turns it to a fast auto-scroller for a second.
Is there a P-switch? I guess we just have to hope it doesn't... I am not a good actor.
You are not. I think it was funnier when you just ran into it whole hog last time.
So vertical levels, and if you end a vertical level, Mario doesn't walk, so you can be cheeky. Alright, let's see. This was Timber Tower. 72 out of 100. I think it took until the second half of the level, particularly the last quarter of the level, for it to really start shining. The hint to run through the upcoming segments as the level slides back and forth was appreciated, and those little racing bits were the best part of the level overall. But unfortunately, much of this level has a very slow and plodding pace to it, with many power-ups and other side paths requiring lots of waiting around for the layer 2 to finish another cycle. And up until the second half, the waiting wasn't particularly interesting either, being mostly composed of simply waiting for the path to open up. But the second half had cool ideas, like climbing up vines quickly and avoiding bubble enemies, while the layer 2 wall is trying to shove you off the vines, as well as the aforementioned race toward the end. The level even opened up a little with less solid walls and more sliding pass-through log platforms, allowing some freedom of movement and platforming. Had the whole level had these more inspired setups, it would have done better overall, but as a whole, the level is only just good. It was the slow pacing in the beginning that really brought it down for me. Special shout out to the brief part before the midpoint where you have to jump up platforms with angry wigglers to contend with. It was a surprisingly nice platforming challenge. In which I checked my audio just to make sure it's still going.
Having one of those days.
I do like this level. It's a bit slow.
It seemed like it was pretty good. It used the sort of construction-y aesthetic a bit better because it was like the entire tower was made out of just wood.
Yeah. Mario World doesn't really have much wood graphic, so I think that works in this case. It's not like the other one where it was just kind of a sky with random bits of pre-built, essentially. So I think in this case, this one committed to a theme and used the graphics that it needed appropriately. Moving on. Next one is 19th place by Dr. Tapeworm. Go directly to jail. It's still a funny name. I gotta remember, choose the empty files. Welcome to Dinosaur Land, in this strange land that Jehoker gets more than he bargained for when the fish rodeo and joins the fish rodeo. And then goes to jail? I don't know. We're going to jail. I forgot about the Mario crimes.
Oh, Mario crimes. I'm gonna... so many audio bites of me just calling... Oh, is that the Mario crime?
Gonna need a Mario lawyer.
I didn't notice it the first time, but the layering of the small white bits as spikes on the wood looks really nice, actually. Are those Koopa Kid shells?
It looks like
Ludwig?
it's at least partial, like it's wood. Oh, it's I think it's a mix of the wood.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's like the. Trying to figure out whose Koopa Kid shell the top part is. Is it Ludwig's?
It might be all of them. Actually, no. I think Ludwig is the only one who actually goes in the shell.
It's a good tip to remember for my next
Iggy goes in the shell. Iggy goes in the shell.
Right.
Morton and Roy don't.
No, they face the camera like doofuses.
Yeah. And then Lemmy and Wendy do something different. Wait, you gotta go down and I gotta slide. That's such a hard... I've been watching some of those Super Sig World videos from Raukao's playthrough. And the Super Sig World is a series made by a Japanese hacker named Sig, and it has literally 38 hacks in it right now, because he just cranks them out. And I can appreciate somebody committed to doing something like that. But what I noticed is the Lemmy and Wendy fights replace the graphics for them for the fakes with like just their normal graphics. So the only difference ends up being the palette. That's right, there was a hidden mushroom here.
I'm still just imagining the Pop Team Epic panel of arrested for YouTube crimes, but it's Mario crimes.
Surely Mario has done a crime we can give to him. What's Mario's crimes?
I don't know.
I mean, Mario actually went... Wait, we're forgetting. Mario actually did go to jail.
Yeah,
Sunshine.
but that was for a crime he didn't commit, and that makes him part of the Mario A-team.
Ah.
See, we're assuming that Mario did commit the Mario crime here. He is a mercenary hired by a kingdom, but I don't know if he's actually committed any crimes. Because Bowser's usually the aggressor, and... Actually... And the Koopa Kids aren't actually kids. Now, is fighting Bowser Jr. considered a war crime?
Beating him up?
But then again, Bowser has the child soldiers.
I wouldn't wait, but you just said
No, I said the Koopa
that-
kids aren't, but Bowser Jr. is.
Well, that's just one.
Bowser has a child soldier.
Who we still don't know who the father is.
No, Bowser.
You are great. We are free. The time machine is our problem. Okay. I'm sure there's something worthy of Mario going back to jail. Which is why we're putting him back in. Go directly to jail. 71 out of 100. Comments. I'm in jail now.
There, that's it. We're done.
That's it. It's really interesting that you got the Layer 3 cage working, or at least a recreation of it. Recreation of it. Speaking English. I think the first half especially could have used with a little bit more leeway to clear jumps and avoid spikes, since some of those jumps were really tight. Mixing it with the special scroller was a pretty good idea, and those moving holes were clever and challenging. One thing I didn't like was the no Mario pass-through blocks that held a couple thwomps in them, since they look solid but simply aren't. The vertical swimming section was also pretty challenging, though it's unfortunate that you had to rely on a random Eerie generator for additional challenge instead of fixed enemy placement, since generators are always unreliable. I also don't think it was too good of an idea to obscure the mushroom at the midpoint, since I only saw it after looking at the level in Lunar Magic. Then again, it was easier to dodge the Eries while small, so... Interesting level, shorter than I thought it'd be, but that's not a complaint. I think the level set out to play with the concept, did it, and then ended before the level got too long. Good work. It's a fun one. I think it's neat. That beginning slide is really, really rough. Because it's really hard to slide 2 tiles as Mario, unless you have like a full running start.
Are you supposed to wait for the box to push you there?
I guess you could, couldn't you?
Yeah, that was my first thought when you got hit by it. Was like, why are you not just waiting?
Probably because I wasn't thinking about the box pushing. Yeah, that would work. In that case, I wouldn't complain about it, and maybe I did think about that at some point, because it doesn't come up in my review, and if I'm thinking about it now, I feel like I would have brought it up. Ah well. Level's fun.